It's time for us to go over that teaser. Yes, the one with the new island. And Echidna over here is demonstrating what this new island could be about. Yes, sleep, Echidna. But this island might not be exactly what it seems. Inside of the teaser, we see Plant Island's critters making their way over Plant Island in the middle of the night. We are then shown towards the castle and inside of the castle for the very first time ever. Inside, we see Gajoob sleeping with a lovely Dawn of Fire plushie that we see inside of the toy factory on a hammock and a Bogart to the side in a portrait. But most interestingly of all, we see inside of Gajoob's dream. And inside of Gajoob's dream, we are revealed to this huge, grandiose place with massive monuments. Clearly trying to indicate here that this is something rather grandiose and something very different that we've not seen before. In the background, whilst this is playing, you can hear a very large grand synth and almost ominous background noises. Trying to indicate, yes, this is a mysterious place. And for the teaser too, if we head on social media, it says, when monsters sleep, what do they dream of? So clearly this is trying to indicate that this is a new island that monsters seemingly dream of. There is no doubt that this isn't a new island, guys. If you take a look here, the pedestals absolutely do match the kind of background that you get, especially if we compare it to Wobbling Island's monuments in the background, for example. You can really see where this is going. However, to this little statement that has been put on social media, I say there's got to be a reason in the lore towards why the monsters dream of this in the first place. So therefore, I think we need to backtrack a little bit and go over the different things that resemble sleep in the monster world. Before that though, here's a word from today's sponsor, PUBG Mobile. PUBG Mobile is a free-to-play battle royale game you can play alone in duos or with squads. It has regular collaborations for awesome weapons and outfits like with Spider-Man, Tesla, and Blackpink, and yes, even Dragon Ball. Ancient Secret Arise is a new game mode available in the maps Arangel, Miramar, and Livik until September 12th. That's right, you've only got a few days to hop on and play this mode. In this mode, you aim towards getting loot inside of a temple you can see at the starting point by defeating its guardians and entering portals along the way. The new mode features Spawn Island, swirled in golden sand, the Emperor's Temple, where you can take on the Pharaoh to win some loot, and the Sand Giant that travels all around the map, holding secrets on its back. Dog is even enjoying playing. That's when you know it's epic. Download PUBG Mobile today. Link is in the description, or you can use the QR code on screen now. Unlock Secret Arises mysteries today. So what associates with sleep inside of the monster world? First of all, of course, we have Furcon's Jelly Dreams. Perhaps the most obvious out of them all. Furcon's Jelly Dreams is a puzzle game based on Furcon actually falling to sleep and falling into this luscious world that we see, which is very unlikely that this is based off of this, so I think we can move that to one side. But our next one is the Cold and Sugarbush Island moons, and these have been referenced in promotions absolutely everywhere recently, trying to perhaps indicate that this is coming along. We've seen the mythical element inside of the moon. We've seen this moon everywhere, it feels like, recently, so this could be a reference towards what they have been thinking up here. The third thing that we have is the Colossals sleeping. After the Colossals saved the monsters from the cataclysm of the continent where it broke apart and all of the Colossals came together to save the monsters, they fell into a very deep slumber. They have been resting in this slumber now for absolutely ages, so this absolutely does resemble sleep as well, which is absolutely exciting, as the Colossals are my favourite part behind the game. However, our next option is the most likeliest and the one that we are going to be tying to, I do think, with this island. But the mythical element, it is a moon/crescent, and I do believe this is why we've been seeing not just a moon with Cold Island, but also the mythical sigil inside of it. Mythicals seem to be very much highlighted inside of this. We've got Gajoob sleeping here, and even at the very end of that anniversary month trailer that we got, we saw at the very end the mythical sigil, revealing that this anniversary month is going to be quote-unquote full of an influx of mythical energies, at the very end. So clearly this is hinting towards it, but if you guys want more proof, look no further than that behind the scenes Strombonin video. For the sounds that Strombonin has, if we have a look to the side here, we can see O2, which is resembling for Cold Island, and we have the different sounds for Cold Island represented here, but then we have the numbers 23, and this is an island that we don't have any sounds for Strombonin on. And if we take a look at all of the islands in game that we have that have unique songs, there is a total of 22 islands. With this in mind now, I think this is absolutely referencing towards island number 23, or rather the new island inside of the teaser. So I do think that this is most likely Mythical Island, which is very exciting, as getting some more mythical content will no doubt absolutely deliver. Although, hang on a moment here, guys, as what if this is not exactly what it seems? So hang on a minute here, guys, as we might have some speculating to do upon this. For the monsters on Mythical Island, quote unquote, if we are going down this route, we have Gajube, Strombonin, and Yorstridge, and we also have the 4 upcoming Mythicals on Water Island, Earth Island, Haven, and Oasis, making a total of 7 brand new monsters on this new island. But if we backtrack to every single island that has pretty much been since the game began, we know that islands typically have a base of 15 monsters at the very least. That's the core foundation of basically any island inside of the game, and it's very doubtful that they would change that, as we've seen it time and time again come along this trend. Even going back to the Magical Islands, that's the number we had. Literally any island that you go to, 15 monsters is always the base most of the time. So that means that we have a total of 8 monsters left, but who could these be? Well, the first option, of course, is more Mythicals. I do believe if they are going to make more Mythicals, they would be absolutely exclusive to this island if they are going to make any more. I think the Magical Islands definitely branch off in a different direction towards the Fire and Natural Islands, so therefore I wouldn't expect any on there, especially seeing as though we know of them making them for the Fire and Natural ones. It would be very weird for them to just leave out the Magical ones. So I absolutely do think that these 8 Mythicals, if we were to get more, would be exclusive to this island. And I think it would follow a very similar trend to Ethereal Island, as upon release, we only had 3 possible new monsters on that island for the time being until more came along later. And actually, if we take a look at the breeding combinations that we would have from Yorstridge, Strombonin, and Gajube, we would have 3 possible combinations there, leaving 3 possible new monsters to release upon the island's release, which would be very reminiscent of Ethereal Island, tying back to that first anniversary, and would make a lot of sense. But I'm gonna throw a big but here, guys. This announcement seems way too predictable to me. If we go back to the anniversary month trailer, they mentioned how this is supposed to be a big announcement, and this seems so off course for My Singing Monsters, as they love to surprise, and seen as though everyone in the community is going, this is Mythical Island, this is Mythical Island, literally everywhere. It seems very predictable to me, and almost as though it was meant to be that way. This is the 10th anniversary that we're having right now, and don't get me wrong, a Mythical Island would no doubt be an absolute banger. Thinking about Gajube and Strombonin duetting and Yorstridge, yes, that would be awesome. There's so many possibilities that they could go down there, but this is the 10th anniversary, and with every single person in the entire world right now commenting that this is going to be a Mythical Island, and My Singing Monsters loving to troll us all, especially going back to Fire Frontier inside of the 7th anniversary month, I do think that this could be a troll. The Mythicals seem very likely, so I'm putting myself a little bit aback here, but I believe that this might be misleading us on purpose. So if I think this is misleading us on purpose, what on earth do I think it's going to be? Could it be a new class? That's definitely an option, and I think to what it could be, I just want to say right now, remain open. It's likely that they are trying to get us to go in the wrong direction with this. There's so many teasers out there. They've literally got a Strombonin 23 island track there. That is pretty much solid confirmation that the Mythicals are supposed to be on this island. And while I do think this is going to be tied to the 7 Mythicals, and they probably are going to end up on here, I feel like this is going in a different direction. And with this being the 10th anniversary, again, I I just want to say, be open. Be open to whatever is going to come. I have no doubt that the next few teasers that we get for this are going to reveal even more, as this will be releasing on the 28th of September, at the very end of the anniversary, and it's quite likely we will get a teaser every single Tuesday. I've been very hesitant to talk about this as I wanted to see if any more teasers came out in the meantime, but we haven't got any, so I leapt upon it and I decided we'd do one. We'll definitely have to speculate some more as we keep getting more teasers towards what exactly this could be, as it looks really cool from the art designs that we've got for the new island. Just singularly, it looks very monochromatic and different to the rest of the islands, so for that reason it's getting me very hyped regardless of whatever it might be. But hopefully we do manage to figure out some more bits and bobs about what it could be about in the next few teasers that we have. Let me know if you think it's Mythical Island, or if you think my theory towards this being something else could be true down below. But now though, guys, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe too, and I will see you guys later for now. Bye, guys!